Today I'm working on a 2014 Mini Cooper. This one has the 1.5 liter 3-cylinder engine, and the oil filter housing is leaking. It's a pretty common problem on these, I guess. I haven't done a lot of them because I think they extended the warranty. That's definitely something worth looking at if you have one of these. Call the dealer, make sure it's not covered before you go doing this job, because it's enough work where you'll be pretty upset if you could have had it done for free. But yeah, so it's under here. Down there, that's where it's located. This is what it looks like, facing down like this. The oil cooler comes installed on the filter housing itself. It's plastic, of course, and it just distorts over time. Sometimes the edge that holds the seal breaks, and then it'll leak because of that. If you have a very large leak, a lot of times that'll be what happens. And other times the whole thing just kind of warps and doesn't keep good pressure on that seal anymore. So best idea is just to replace the whole assembly. Not that difficult, really. It's something that if you're pretty experienced with car repair, you could probably do at home without too much trouble. Most of it's done from the top anyways. A lot of coolant hoses to disconnect. As far as kind of big things, you disconnect that front brace that connects to the frame rails here. Goes over the top of everything, as well as pulling the fan assembly up. The upper radiator hose gets moved out of the way. And a couple little connections like that. You don't really have to. You want to disconnect the battery because you're messing around right next to this power lead off the alternator. But you don't need to disconnect the AC. You can leave those lines there, even though the procedure kind of calls for it. There's enough room where you can leave it there. And you can get to all of the 5 bolts that hold it into place. They're triple squares. They're triple squares that hold this to the block. And right here. So you just hit all these basically, and then this whole thing will sneak out the top without too much trouble. But yeah, so something to look for if you have one of these and it's starting to leak coolant or oil. You can see pretty well from the bottom if you look up at it. If you're looking up, it's mounted like this. You can see from this bottom edge, you'll start to lose coolant or oil, and it'll be pretty obvious where it's coming from. Another thing that is a possibility though, if you have coolant leak and it looks like the oil filter housing, make sure it's not this outlet flange right here. Right where that upper radiator hose attaches, this flange here. It's also a plastic little assembly that bolts to the engine, and they're also kind of a common failure. So it's a good idea to replace that while you're in here anyways. But yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching.